Your mental diet has the same effect on your emotional life, just like your physical diet has on your physical body. That's right. Welcome to the Power Plan. I am your host, author, and speaker Tashara TJ Robinson, and I am here to educate, encourage, and edify you on your life's journey. Yep, you got it. Your mental diet has the exact same effect on your emotional health, just like your physical diet has the same effect on your physical health. We are going to talk about that today on this edition of the Power Plan. First, be sure to hit the like button and the subscribe button. When you hit the like button, what happens is it changes the YouTube algorithm so that more people, different segments of persons are able to access this video. And who wouldn't want to be educated, encouraged, and edified, right? So hit the like button so other people can share in your gaining of wisdom as well. And I would appreciate that. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button. So I started the Power Plan after I had gone through a major transition. I was a former stay-at-home mom of 4 children. I was married, at home with 4 kids, married for 19 years, and at home with our 4 children for 17 years. I'm now a single, divorced, working mother. I've been divorced now 4.5 years. Ooh, that time has gone by quickly. I'm a different person. Actually, I'm a different person than I was just probably 2 weeks ago. So I see how once you are awakened to this idea that you have control over your thoughts, your feelings, your words, and your actions, you are a consistently evolving being. And that's how I feel now. Prior to my divorce, I realized I was asleep. I was going through life, just kind of going through the motions, like an automaton, like a robot. I wasn't engaged. I wasn't awakened. And I have to be honest, I think going through the difficulties of that marriage and the divorce was the catalyst in awakening me. It was. So now I no longer blame other people for my life. Well, it's because that happened and my mom or my dad or my ex-husband or nope. As I have gone through this journey of self-discovery, I realized I was putting the power, my own inherent power, in the hands of other people. What? So the awakening means I'm taking back my power, putting it squarely back where it belongs, within me. So this whole channel, the Power Plan, all of the videos that I post on this channel, it resonates the same theme. You, we are the operant power. We get to choose our thoughts, our words, and our feelings, and our beliefs. And if we don't know how to either know what those beliefs are or change them, stick with the Power Plan. I'll teach you how to do both of those things. So as I've gone through that transition, I started journaling all of these, I guess, epiphanies that came from my soul. I would put them on my social media platform, and then I thought I should write a book. And I did. I've written 2 books. The first book is Power Moms, Persevere, Overcome, Win, Empower, and Restore. Stories of 12 moms who found their power to win. Compilation project. So grateful to have been involved in that. And my second book, my first solo project, is From Pitiful to Powerful. That is on Amazon. I'll be sure to leave a link in the description box below on how you can get your hands on that. For me, this was my own plan of how I went from a pitiful way of thinking to a powerful way of thinking, right? So the Power Plan, the book, From Pitiful to Powerful, my social media platforms, we all have the same theme, okay? So if you look at my stuff, you're going to learn a lot just through repetition because I say the same thing, just probably in different ways. So on today's video, we're going to talk about the effect of our mental diet on our emotional health and correlate that with our physical diet on our physical health, right? If you are living past 5 years old, no, I'm gonna strike that statement. We need to understand the connection of our physical health with our physical diet. Now, I restated that statement because I had to think about myself. I remember being in college and, you know, the dreaded freshman 15? I didn't do the freshman 15. I didn't get, because as soon as I graduated high school, I went to college and I was on the dance team. So I was pretty active. Baby, but this junior year, when I wasn't doing anything but going to class and eating, So it was during that time I gained a little weight, and my mother at the time was, I was actually heavier than my mother at the time, and she loves to tell me about that. So my mother and I were traveling, and we were actually in DC, and I was going to get my breakfast. I was going up to the line to order 2 bagels. Yes, 2 blueberry bagels with cream cheese, right? So my mother, who's sitting at the table away from the counter, hears me order, and she yells across the restaurant, "Just order one." And I said, "I'm going to eat 2." We laugh about that story. But it was that time where my mother sat with me and said, "Okay, baby, you cute now. But after 150 comes 160, 170, and so on." So I started paying attention to what I was eating. Now, I actually did take a weight loss supplement that's no longer on the market, but that's not what this video is about. The point is, I started paying attention to what I was eating, and it wasn't until then that I made the connection with, oh, eating 2 bagels in the morning with cream cheese is probably what's making me get this thick and this fat. I started journaling what I was eating, everything I put in my mouth, right? It was then that I was awakened, again, to the connection. What I eat had a direct effect on what I looked like, okay? When you put morsels of food in your mouth, food is made up of nothing more than protein, carbohydrates, and fats, right? Now, depending on the proportion of those pieces or categories of food that you consume, that will determine what you look like, right? Lots of protein, not too much fat, you're probably going to be a bodybuilder, right? When you ingest food, okay, goes into your intestine, it goes through a process where it's being pretty much masticated, okay, where all of the nutrients are being extracted out to be assimilated in your body so that your body can live, right? So that all these chemical transactions that are happening will have enough energy to do what it needs to do. Now, unfortunately, in America, you probably will be unhealthy more from overeating than undereating, right? But the point is, we must understand the connection between what we eat and what we look like. There is an unbroken connection, right? But sometimes we don't make that connection until you've had to either lose weight, gain weight, or just get healthy, right? The same concept happens, the same connection happens with our mental diets. Just like when you eat food, it gets assimilated into your body to be distributed for your health. Whatever you take in as far as your mental diet will be taken in to your brain, your subconscious, to be assimilated, to be used. So now, just like we had to make the connection with what we're eating versus, and then saying, okay, this is why I look the way I do because of what I've been eating. What is your emotional health? What are your circumstances now? Are we able to make that connection with what am I mentally consuming? What are you listening to? What are you watching? Who are you hanging around? What are the tapes that are running in your mind 24/7 that no one knows about? Those all consist of your mental diet. I don't watch the news. I know people like, Tashara, you just... My mom has to call me and tell me, baby, you know we're under a tornado watch. Okay. Now, here's why I choose not to watch the news. Of course, I know what the weather is and traffic for the most part. But I just made a connection one day. I sat and watched the news, maybe for 30 minutes. And then I took a poll. I assessed how I was feeling. I didn't feel very good. I was either sad or disturbed or angry. I didn't like those feelings, so I turned it off. Now, I'll watch some things. I personally like watching either documentaries. I'm very, very selective is the point of what I consume as far as what I watch on television, okay? Now, I'm going to ask you to do the same thing. Take note. I want you to understand there is a connection, but you have to believe and see the connection for yourself. I see it for myself. I do. Don't watch the news that much. I'm very, very selective on the music that I listen to. Okay, I'm an old school girl, so I like listening to kind of old school music. Some of the new stuff doesn't really resonate with me. Okay, I like to dance. I can't really dance to some of this new stuff anyway. But Who am I hanging around? That also is part of my mental diet. Am I hanging around people who bring me negative, gossip, divisive information? No. And you can tell really the type of person that you are by the information that people bring to you. If people are coming to you saying, girl, let me tell you, man, let me tell you what he did and what are we gonna do? Aren't they horrible? They know that resonates with you. That's why they bring it to you. Or are people coming to you and saying, Tashara, I need your advice on something. I need to think through something. That's what they think of you. They value your opinion. So you can determine, this is the mental diet that I'm consuming, the people and the types of information that they're bringing to me, okay? Who you're hanging around, what are you listening to, what are you reading? Okay, are you reading things? It's kind of like the news. Take stock, observe, take a minute to see how all of this is affecting you physically, emotionally. What are you consuming on social media? Oh my gosh. Now, I am a firm believer that nothing is either good or bad. It's good or bad in its use. That's just how I feel. You can take a camera and you can either take pictures of something beautiful or take pictures of something not worthy or unworthy or questionable. It's up to the user. The camera isn't bad, right? Social media is the same way for me. You can use social media to cyberbully somebody, spread lies, slander, or you can use social media for what I'm doing, educating, edifying, and encouraging people, okay? Watch your social media appetite. I'm going to be honest, guys. I have a lot of friends on social media. I don't follow more than half of them. I don't. Because I did what I'm asking you to do. I took note of how I was feeling after I was scrolling and looking at some of these stories. Was I feeling like, oh, they're going on vacation again? Oh my gosh. Am I feeling like my life sucks after I watch this social media? Turn it off, TJ. Turn it off. There was a show on MTV I used to love, MTV Cribs. I remember watching that, and I remember when that show would go off, I look around my house, which was a beautiful home, and go, I live in a pigsty, or I live in a hut compared to that stuff on television. Turn it off. You're not ready. Be mindful of how what you are consuming affects you. So I'm asking you to be aware today of and make that connection. Just like the food you consume affects what you look like, your mental diet affects what you feel like. It affects your thoughts, it affects your feelings, it affects your beliefs, which in turn will affect your actions, which in turn will affect your life. But only you can observe that connection. I know it for myself because I've done this exercise and I still do it. I still manage what I'm listening to, watching, and consuming on social media. If I see something that makes me go, turn it off, TJ, you don't need it. So now my mindset is when I get on social media, I'm there to contribute. I may scroll a little bit, like a few pictures, then I'm off. Because again, I've made this connection, but you have to make the connection for yourself. So on today's power plan, we discuss the connection. Just like the connection exists with food, what you consume and what you look like, there's a connection with what you consume mentally. Shows you watch, music you listen to, your social media appetite, it affects your emotional health, therefore your thoughts, your feelings, your beliefs, and therefore your actions, therefore your life. Be mindful today, powerful ones. Remember, I'll call you that because that is true. You get to choose if you're going to use this power or wield it in any way you choose. So, as I like to end each and every video, remember, you are as powerful as you choose to be.